Welcome to the Utah Football Fans Podcast. Please like, subscribe, and share. And as always, go Utes. Go Utes. Welcome to another week of the Utah Football Fans Podcast. I'm Bryn with Gary and James, and I'm back. All is right in the world. I apologize for not being here last week. Had a family emergency. All is well, but I was sad to miss it. And apparently when I'm not here, everything just falls apart.
Yep.
The show.
Star is here. Everyone can feel relieved.
I'll just wave. Please make sure you are subscribed and that you like this video.
Peons will just sit over here.
Make sure you're following along on social media. Subscribe on all your podcast platforms and here on YouTube. Give us a super chat. Super thanks. We would love to have it. 5-star review. All the good stuff. Yeah, we want to interact with you in the chat here tonight as well. Say hi. We're just going to get started right away with BetOnline. And BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for everything football. BetOnline has every stat, every matchup, and even live odds and spreads to bet on during the games. Get in on their $200,000 mega contest and pick 5 games against the spread every week for your chance at weekly prizes and a share of $200,000. And then when the game's over, head to their online casino, get in on a game of blackjack or poker, unwind with one of their over 150 slots games. Head to the website today to get in on the action. Bet online. The game starts here. All right. Week 2 is over.
We survived.
Here we are.
We survived.
Great.
Baylor game is over. We're going to have lots to talk about there. We'll talk about the Baylor game, all the positives, negatives, all that stuff. And then, of course, we'll talk about our upcoming game. And then we'll go through.
It's loud.
That's
why
thing.
Texas
Sorry,
mic.
I'm so loud.
Oh, if that's it.
Are we back?
Oh, hi. There we go.
StreamYard.
Maybe
What is
it's
going on here?
Bryn isn't the magic solution.
Oh, God. I thought it was me.
It is. It is.
I thought it was me being gone last week. Apparently, there's just... Oh, God. I'm sorry to everybody. Thank you for sticking around in the chat. We're all just going to cross our fingers. That doesn't happen again. All right. Well, let's get started.
All right, here we go.
Utah-Baylor game. Gary would like to give a little bit of perspective.
Go. We'll just sit here.
Just sit there.
You go ahead and
No,
cook. Go ahead and cook, Gary. Go ahead.
This is not a rant. What? I'm not sure what she means exactly because we were just talking. Hey, we did win the game.
We did. It was a win.
23-12. And the fact of the matter is, yeah, there was a little bit of a time there. There was a bit of a worry. However, if Cam doesn't go out, we blow these guys out.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
40-12. And honestly, we were fine. We still dominated. But I guess for me, it's about perspective. Yeah, there's this game that we went to on Saturday and all that went on there, which we're going to talk about. But you have to look at the 30,000-foot level of the season. And what's the goal here? The goal is to win the Big 12 and get into the playoffs. And even if you don't win the Big 12, get into the playoffs. It's getting into the playoffs, but we want to win the league. And nothing's changed. Cam's going to be fine. I'm not worried about it. How long term, we don't know. We'll talk a bit about that. But the fact is, I've talked to some people. I've read what people have said. And they've sort of attacked Utah because of sort of some of the issues that were manifest in the last game.
Mm-hmm.
But in reality, people who really know football, and I'm talking nationally when you listen to them, they still know that Utah is a top-tier football team that is going to be in the mix at the end of the year. So all I'm just saying is come away from the cliff. It's only game number 2. It's against Baylor. Yes, Baylor, a top-tier team. No, they're not a top-tier team, but they're a good team.
They're improved over last year, too.
They're better than last year. A good P4 team. They have talent on that squad. They're making their way. They're making adjustments. So it was no give me. And even with the issues that manifest, we still controlled we controlled the game. Even as it seemed like it might go off the rails, it didn't. So I'm just saying, as far as what I'm feeling is just keep the perspective. We're good. It's all going to be good. Utah is a good football team with a lot of talent and a lot of skill. I mean, the way we came out on that game, unbelievable. The team's stacked. We're good. Don't worry about it. We're moving on.
Brand, you have anything to add?
I don't know. I mean, I know I'm guilty of it as well. It is strange when you pull up social media, and I get social media is not like real life, but at the same time, I mean, that's where people just go to talk about it afterwards. You would have thought we'd lost. You would have thought that we got destroyed. You would have thought that we got killed. It is a strange thing. And I don't know if this is just Utah fans, because I don't see it with other fan bases. But again, I don't pay that much attention to the other fan bases. But it does feel like Utah fans, even when we win, it's not good enough. Like nothing's ever good enough.
In a lot of cases, I feel that way.
Okay, so there's the initial feeling of things. Sure, there's the macro and there's the macro view and the micro view. You're at the game, things happen, the score, all the stuff that happens. And so you're caught up in the moment. I get it. But as you walk away and the next day, as you think about things, analyze everything, man, come on.
I want everybody to know this was not the same Gary that I was by at the game.
That's what I'm saying.
He was ready to, he was losing his, and I get it.
That's what I'm
with
saying.
you. My frustration, I think, is the same as everyone's frustration, is it was like, how did we learn nothing from last year? Like, it just felt exactly like last year. Like, Cam goes down and we're just so unprepared. That's, I think, where the level of frustration comes in.
I don't think it was necessarily unprepared, and we're going to get into all of it. I think it was just win, get out of the game. Don't lose the game. Like, I think it was just Cam goes down. We're not going to do anything fancy. We're not going to do anything.
Okay, but we couldn't do anything. No. You had your time. My turn.
Saying is,
what? 9 minutes wasn't enough? Can I talk?
Be my guest.
Okay. What I want to say is I'm frustrated with the fact that we didn't learn anything from last year. Look, I understand that he is still a freshman. I understand that the game is fast. This is a good Baylor defense. I understand all of those things. My frustration is, how do we not have, like, okay, here are the 10 plays that you can run very, 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 very well, right? That's where it's like, you have to know that Cam gets hurt. There is a real possibility, you have said it, that we're going to have to win a game with him. That was get out of there alive mode, right?
Okay. Well, and I think we'll talk more about it.
We're talking about it now.
No, I think let's start with the positives from the game. Because
here's the positive.
That's going to be a bigger
Here's
discussion.
the positive. Our defense is absolutely filthy. How's that? Oh my gosh.
The Connor O'Toole sack.
Oh.
Because see, I had to watch the game on TV, so I was watching it. That kid, what was his name? What was our QB's name? Baylor's QB.
I can't remember.
Help us.
Start with an F, didn't it?
Finn.
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 Yeah.
When O'Toole came from behind and sacked it, I mean, that kid got up. He didn't know where he was.
He hit him.
You could see
so hard.
his eye. He was just like, "Where am I?" Our defense was amazing.
Van Fillinger is he's healthy and he's just a menace. Yeah, our defense is elite. It's one of the best defenses in the country. So thank heavens.
No, the defense is, yeah,
but you
top
have
line, man.
So when you pair that, especially the first half, when you pair that with the offense who is rolling and scoring and they look great and they can run the ball, it's just they're going to be extremely hard to beat with that balance, which is why Cam's got to stay in the game.
But the defense, they caused the fumble, which gave us a touchdown, and they block a field goal. I mean, that is defense, and run it in for a touchdown. So we had 2 touchdowns that came off of the defense. I don't know if you've looked at the stats. I mean, obviously the Cam thing and the struggles offensively kind of overshadow everything.
Right.
But I think the game ball was given to the entire defense.
Should be.
If I
Yeah, I think
remember
Witt said that.
That's what Witt said.
Mhm.
But I mean, if you look at the stats in the game, Baylor only had 12 first downs.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down until like
Third quarter, I want to say.
it was late in the second
late
quarter,
second quarter.
and then they kicked a field goal. But they didn't have a first down for almost half the game.
He had more first downs. Their total yards were 228 yards.
That's so minimal.
Okay, that's nothing in today's game. Their passing yards, 115 passing yards. Rushing yards, 108. They had one, if I recall, they had the one huge run in the second half.
Yeah, they had one
And then
big
they
play.
and then kind of a medium play where the guy scored on.
Yeah.
That's about it.
It was the same drive. Mhm.
Okay.
That was it.
Other than that, the defense, so if you look positives of that game again, is that Utah's defense is unbelievable.
Mhm.
This is the thing. I think Baylor is a decent college football team.
Yeah, I think they're going to win some games.
And Utah dominated them and made them look like SUU.
Utah would have won
Yeah.
that game 42-10.
Yeah, so that's a positive.
Yeah.
Now, I'll say this, the other thing, another positive, and I think it mattered, is we had no turnovers.
Mhm.
Nobody turned the ball over.
Yeah, we won the turnover battle,
I mean,
which is always huge.
no interceptions, no fumbles. And I think that was huge for us
Mhm.
as we were struggling. That could have changed the course. The other thing is, I think we ran for 170 yards.
I didn't realize there was that many.
Bernard had over 100.
Bernard was
He had a good game.
he was a
So
star.
Witt always says that for him anyway, you're having a great running game if you average 5 yards per carry.
Mhm.
And we were at 4.6 yards per carry.
Okay.
And it was a running game that sealed the game for us. We had to play Witt ball because of what was going on. So, the rushing game, was it superior? Typical Utah, 250 yards. No, we had 170. It can get better, but we averaged 4.6. Bernard the dude was over 100 yards, and Witt today in the press conference said that he may have earned the number 1 back spot.
I think he did. He's
And-
looking
and he
really
said,
good.
We'll see. But anyway, so those are some positives of that game. Anything else that comes to mind?
Well, I mean, we talked about the defense, but Teo Johnson had a
Oh, freak.
fantastic game. Not only, obviously, the blocked field goal, kick 6, but even you put that aside, even without that, he had a fantastic game.
Yeah, he made some big plays, and then Richie had a really good game too.
Well, yeah,
He played great. He's taken a big step forward. So obviously,
Money Parks. So offensively,
yeah,
Money Parks was money.
That first
good
touchdown,
one.
good one. That first touchdown with the fake reverse.
Reed. Yep.
If you watch that, go back and watch the fake. Their entire defense shifts, and they have no idea.
The
where the ball
cameraman
is.
didn't know.
It was such a great
The
play.
cameraman had no idea where the ball was.
So, and the thing was, is we were 23-0, and Keithy caught, I think, one pass all game.
Yeah, we didn't use tight ends.
So, there is still a lot to be accomplished. There's still a lot of options. There's still a lot of dudes that with crazy talent that's just, but it was great to see Singer was getting involved early. I mean, he had like 8 targets, and then, what happened.
So Singer, though, if you remember, I think he had like 3 pass interference or holdings against him.
Plus, he had a couple catches, and then he missed that one by his fingertips.
It was almost there. Otherwise, he probably catches some balls, but they're tackling him or holding him or whatever. So, I mean, there are some real positives. So it's not like the whole game was garbage.
No, absolutely not.
No. I don't want to come off that the whole game was garbage, right? Because the first half was very enjoyable.
Even the second half with the way the
defense, it just took me so back to PTSD of last year.
Yeah, okay, that's
all it was. And I'm sitting in the stands
going,
too, man. I literally said I can't do this for another year. If this is what it's going to look like, I just can't.
However,
just sludge out 8 wins with this kind of. No, we have to be better. We have to. And Witt said that one of the big challenges is that Isaac, being the number 2 guy, he only gets 20% of the reps with the first team guys. So he's not getting those reps and that continuity. So will Cam play this week? No one knows.
All right, go negatives. Let's talk about, let's be honest. What was negative about this game?
It's just the offense in the second half. That's it.
It's Cam number 1. What do you think about the hit? Let's ask what everyone.
Dirty as hell. That's what I think about it. I don't care what you say. There's an angle that clearly shows
that angle, man.
He's out of bounds, and he shoves him with his left hand hard, and Cam goes right into the. And if you were at the game, you could hear him hit that. I was down on the side, I don't know, 40 feet from it, and he hit it hard, and it was dirty, and everyone knows. And the fact they didn't throw a flag really pisses me off.
I mean, the thing is,
cheap shot.
It was a cheap shot. It was dirty.
Yeah, obviously, you watch the replays, you can see it. But even in real time,
it was dirty.
Happened, I don't know how you don't throw that flag.
No.
When a guy goes crashing that hard into something on the sideline, like it wasn't just from the contact outside of.
No, he didn't stumble and bump into it.
No. So it still boggles my mind that they don't throw the flag. It also really, I don't understand Utah fans blaming Cam for the injury. I can't be in that. I understand. Yes, he should have thrown the ball away early. However, like Whittingham said, they've talked to Cam so much about this. But if you take away his aggressiveness,
you take away
Cam.
Yep.
And so we got to, yes, okay, I get he needs to be a little more careful in certain situations. Why are you staring at me like that? He disagrees with me, I can tell. However, what happened was not Cam's fault. The guy pushed him out of bounds, and then to have a bunch of cooler it was a freak injury.
It was.
And it was a late hit. It was a blatant
dirty.
Late
How's that?
hit out of bounds. Should have never happened. It's not Cam's fault.
Okay, I will just say this. I mean, you have to agree that Cam is somewhat fragile. He's been hurt. His shoulder.
I know.
2 knees. Was it 2 knees or the 1 knee? Concussion.
2 knees.
Concussion, knee, shoulder, and now something with the hand.
And I think all those but one. The Rose Bowl, he got sacked and he hit his head.
Yeah.
Okay, so that
concussions are different.
That was different, but the other things, look, we need him, as we could see. And so, for instance, just on that play, so he's running, and what happened was, as he's stepping out of bounds, I think he tries to throw the ball even with his left hand. Is that right?
Yeah, he tries to get rid of it.
Yeah, he did.
And so he was sort of off balance.
Yeah.
And then the guy cheap shot him. So he's so off balance, he got creamed. If he would have going out and just hucks it, he's in total control of himself, and it doesn't happen. I'm just saying things like that. And when he runs, I would rather have him in the game than getting, 25 yards versus 10 or 15 yards. You know what I'm saying? I just want him to protect himself, because in protecting himself, he protects the team.
Well, and there's timing with
saying.
it all too, right? Like, yes, he's incredibly competitive, and I love that about him. And he is going to run the ball, and he's going to put his nose in it when it's the fourth quarter and there's 40 seconds left, and it's the difference between winning and losing, and that's what you want out of your guy. But when you're up 23-0,
yeah, good.
And
point.
there's 40 seconds left in the half, and the play's not there, just dump it, right? And look, we're not saying anything groundbreaking. I'm sure they've had this conversation. He wants to win so bad, but you're right. He's got to protect himself. That is because as he goes, as we see, that's how this team is going to go. And if this team wants to do the things, you've watched the Big 12 as much as anybody. It is wide open. Yeah. Teams that we thought were great are losing, and teams that we thought were bad are freaking winning. It is there for the taking, and we've got to have him in order to win it.
I understand everything. Believe me.
She understands everything.
I get what you're all saying. I get what you're saying, but I guess what I'm saying is it was a dirty hit. So that's not on Cam.
Yeah,
like, if the guy just
doesn't shove him
to the ground,
he goes down, gets up, jogs back to the huddle.
That was my point, is that it's like, that is not Cam's fault.
Yeah, I get it.
If it hadn't been dirty from the guy or a late hit, then he's not. So blame the guy who late hit him.
I'm blaming the guy. It was a cheap shot. But if he's running out of bounds, hucks it up into the 15th row,
I know
he doesn't even get hit.
Agreed.
That's all I'm saying.
Another negative was the targeting call, which was absolutely targeting.
It was targeting.
The only benefit of that is that was in the first half.
Yeah, like 4 seconds left.
4 seconds. So he missed that half. So he will be back to play against Utah State.
So I'm interested now, the Cam situation, your assessment of Wilson and all of that stuff. You started to talk about it. So where you at, everybody, with Wilson? I mean, dang, man, he's getting torn up.
He's getting torched, but look, I will come to his defense in this. He is a true freshman playing.
He's the youngest guy.
He is 18 years old. I mean, you saw him in the presser after the game, and you kind of go, he's a kid still. He's a kid playing the toughest position in sports, in my opinion, right? You go out there and there are dudes trying to kill you, and you have to process everything. You got to know it. I feel like like this week, I don't think Cam plays. I'll just say that. I think that they sit him, they rest him. If he now has a whole week and they can say, what are you comfortable doing? Okay, here are the X number of plays. Go execute them. I think we see a totally different Isaac Wilson. Then, hey, get tossed in there against a pretty good Baylor defense. So I'm still patient. Please be patient with the guy. I'm hearing people behind me literally in the fourth quarter. I heard some dumbass, can I say that?
Can he say
where's
that?
our beep button?
Say,
Gary.
I quote, I've seen enough. He might be a good quarterback, but he will never be a great quarterback. That's what he said. And I'm like, he's played like 14 snaps. What are we doing?
I mean, so obviously he needs to improve. There's no question. But he is 18. He needs confidence. Like, you think about it.
Yes.
The skill is there. Like, he wouldn't be named number 2 if the skill wasn't there. So the skill is there. It's the confidence. He's not confident in himself, which I don't really blame him, because think about the situations he was thrown into. Even with SUU, we put him in
with like 40 seconds left in the half.
Kind of a weird time.
Yeah.
And I get it, SUU, like, then he played the whole second half, but that was his first college game ever. But then this game, the pressure on him to come in when Cam has been hurt, we all could feel it. Everybody could feel it. You could feel it through the TV. You could feel it. And he has to come in and be the guy. Mm-hmm. That is a lot of pressure. He needs confidence. And Rose, I saw you made the comment about, yes, the Nebraska kid is a freshman also. The Nebraska kid is their starting QB.
He gets all the reps.
He gets everything in
around
practice.
him.
Yeah, it's all built around him. Wilson is not that. He might be this week in practice if Cam's not going to play. But no, look, I agree. They got to do something. They need to build him up, because who knows if Cam's going to
make it simple for him. Make it simple.
I don't know, man. I'm kind of bouncing around on my thoughts on all this stuff.
Right.
Because it's one moment I'm ticked, the other moment I'm more merciful toward it all. Okay. As far as Cam playing Saturday, I don't believe in the resting stuff. I think if he can go, he goes. He needs the reps too.
So I will say that if he's 100% healthy, he needs the reps with the offense to solidify. I mean, the guy's played like 4 quarters.
He's just back.
Yeah,
It's true too.
so I'm with you. If he's healthy, you play him. This is not a sit him out. No.
No. If his injury, if he can take the pain, it's not going to get worse, and he can be efficient. He needs the reps.
Agreed.
Dang, I think he's still sort of rusty.
Yep.
He has missed a few throws that he can't miss going forward, I think. But
Which is what, yeah.
so I will, Whit. We all know Whit. We're never going to know till game time.
He's not going to say.
Oh no, they won't.
So-
announce,
And let's be honest, even if he's not playing, he'll be out there suited, throwing in warm-ups.
just to
But
mess
with
with
Wilson,
everybody.
What everyone is saying is that I agree. His youth, his inexperience. But hey, here's the part that does get me. And the PTSD, what you said, James, yeah, that hit me hard. Because we were living it again.
Yeah.
We survived
It was copy paste.
a whole season like that. And I just thought, is this what we're living again? So yeah, it was, at the moment on that day.
Well, especially because we didn't know what the injury was.
That's true. We thought
right.
I mean, he
he
could have
broke his fingers.
I'm sitting there going, he broke his hand,
Broke his hand, broke his
and it was
something.
done. And here we go. Yeah.
And then Wilson comes in, and we can't do squat. So that's the only part that does aggravate me. Is that okay? You have your number one, and yes, we've got a 7-year senior.
I think Joel Klatt called him an 82-year
Okay, 10-year,
senior today.
10 years senior, all the experience, all that stuff. There's going to be a drop off when your number 2 comes in. That's just the way it is. But the drop off was so great.
Mhm.
That's what frustrated me.
Agreed. It wasn't like, okay, yeah, it's their backup. It was like, oh my gosh.
It was like,
But do look at the
no,
other.
it can't be like that. And
No,
that's coaching, man.
I understand. Look at some of these other teams around the country, though, that are dealing with, they lost their number 1 guy. Michigan, JJ McCartney's gone. They're struggling. Oregon, Bo Nix is gone. Oregon, I don't know.
Oregon,
what the heck is
what's going on?
with you.
Okay, they still scored touchdowns, though.
They do. I
And he
understand,
is a
but
number 1, though,
but they're struggling because it is a drop off. But yes, I agree. Wilson needs to be better prepared.
And so when
He needs to do
Coaching.
better.
I agree. It's coaching.
the air came out of the place, it absolutely did. We're all worried. But I felt like if we could have just scored a touchdown, if we could have scored 10 points, we would have all been great.
Mhm. One scoring drive would have solved a lot.
And it would have felt good for that game.
Agreed.
But it was 0.
I know, we couldn't
It
do
was
anything.
terrible. We had basically one drive to seal the game. The defense, fantastic. It was that one drive where Bernard ran,
Hmm.
basically ran the clock out.
Well, they punted it down to like the 5-yard line. That was their best player of the game, was that
their
punter.
was fantastic.
I'd take him
So
in a heartbeat.
anyway,
Well, anyway, I mean, a couple other things, negatives. Special teams a little
Oh.
bit. Oh, why are we missing field goals?
7 points. That's the other thing.
Field goals and a point after.
That's
My
7
gosh.
points that we miss from kicks.
just fundamentally, we should have been 30.
30. 30.
That's very
Can't do that.
frustrating. It's been said in the chat a couple of times. Jalen Glover, I don't know.
No one
Nobody
knows.
I don't know what's going on.
But Witch just said he wasn't in their plans for the game.
No,
whatever
but
that means.
Don't love that.
Stuff makes me, so that I didn't love, but
All right.
well,
Anything else of thought? I know
Hey,
everyone
we
was
won.
whining about it being hot.
Okay, that's a negative. Can I just say this?
yeah, talk about the game experience.
It was hot as hell. Yes. The amount of people that left, it does really bug me. I'll just say
That was amazing. I got to admit.
the amount of people that left, and the Muss, you were great in the first half. Second half, they didn't come back. Half of it was empty.
Nobody came in. The whole stadium.
It
was
pisses me
empty.
off. It
Everyone
pisses
was
me off.
Up in the shade in the concourse.
I was hot as hell too.
packed like sardines.
I was sweating, but you know what? tough. It really did bug me. And then it was, I remember, fourth quarter, we were up by the 12 points. It is 3 minutes and 40 seconds left. And all of a sudden, it was after, all of a sudden, 70% of the stadium gets up and walks out.
It's weird.
And I'm like, the game is not over. If they score quickly, the game's not over. What are we doing? It bugs me. I guess, okay, I'm out. No.
Enjoy the heat, because the next time we come back in the stadium, which is when, in 3 weeks?
It's the end
Arizona game,
the
right?
28th of September.
Yeah, that's not going to be cold.
So we get cold quick.
We go to Utah State.
Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma. No, this weekend we go to
Yes, I
Utah
know.
State.
And then
Then
Oklahoma
Oklahoma State. Then we come home. It could very well be cold by then. Not going to be what it
Yeah.
was. I'm just saying.
It'll be colder.
And I don't know what's up with Rice Eccles.
Yeah, the game was never in doubt. I'm with him.
You can say that now. I was nervous. I'm sitting there going, man, we can't do anything offensively. If we have to just keep punting, the defense is going to get tired.
They never really did, though, man. I was impressed.
Okay,
There's so many issues with Rice Eccles. We could do a whole
Yeah, not gonna
show
worry
on it.
about
I don't
that.
think we're going to talk about it tonight,
No.
but believe us, we experience it. We know it. I don't know why they can't get it figured out. It is awful. They keep trying different things, and sometimes I just think it keeps making it worse.
First of all, we have 53,000 people there.
Let's take them through one gate
Okay, but the concourse,
and make the concourse
when it's
4 feet wide.
200 degrees
Oh,
on the
gosh.
cement and aluminum seats.
I know.
They're going to go out into the concourse. You're never going to have a concourse that can handle that many people. Okay, it's the way it is.
But
Let's,
how do all these other
just say-
stadiums do it? I've been to plenty of stadiums where there's more people in the stadium and it doesn't feel as packed in as Rice Eccles.
I don't really give a crap about all that.
Okay. Gary, good for you.
You never really leave your seat, though. You let everybody else go up and do your, get
Yeah.
me some water, get me a
Go
hot
get me a
dog,
drink.
get me a beverage, get me.
These guys are liars, by the way.
Actually.
He never leaves. We do just want to say a couple of you stopped by our tailgate. John from Canada.
Drove
that's-
from Canada.
He deserves some
Wow.
applause here because that is like such
17 hours from Edmonton.
such dedication to come to the Utah game from
You know, he
Canada.
stayed the whole game. Well, I hope.
I think
guess
he
I'll-
did.
I'm
He's in the chat.
I'm sure he did. He's an Oilers fan too, so we like him for that.
We're talking lots of hockey.
Lots of hockey talk.
And then Walt and Janet Merrick, they stopped by and we met them a couple years ago in Vegas at the Pac-12
Yeah.
championship game. So that was fun to see them again. It was, it's good.
It was good to see everybody.
It is good to see people. We want to thank our sponsor, Thomas Orthodontics. Please look him up at thomasortho.com. Again, follow him along on social media. You can see some before and afters of what they do, the braces and all the different services that they offer. If you are in south end of the valley, be sure to look him up, thomasortho.com. We do love Dr. Thomas. All right, Utah State this Saturday, 2:30 p.m.
30.
CBS Sports Network, apparently.
Yep.
I sure hope I have that channel.
I
think
think
I
you
do.
I think you do.
I think it's a main channel.
So Barnes may not even be the guy, though.
know.
I think he will be.
I think he starts for him.
I don't know much about Petrus, their original starter. I guess he sprained his ankle against Robert Morris. So here it is. They played Robert Morris and won like 36-12 or something. I don't even. Where is Robert Morris? Does anyone know?
Virginia. That's a total guess. It sounds like it'd be a Virginia school, doesn't it?
And then they
What if you're
played.
right?
I'm gonna
That'd be
Google it.
great.
They went to USC
And got beat.
and got
Well, of
down.
course. I mean, of course.
48-0. Okay, so we're going to Logan to take on Utah State, and if our defense plays like they are going to play,
Well, yeah.
okay, we're going to win this game.
Pennsylvania. I was close.
Dang, really? Amazing.
Pennsylvania.
Pretty close.
Yeah, not bad. I will say this too. So if Rising plays, it's gonna be a USC score. If Wilson ends up being the guy, they know they know this week, and so all the reps, the ones are going to be with Wilson. They're going to do a package for him to, the balance between run, throw. I think get the tight ends involved. He'll be more prepared.
Agreed.
He'll be prepared.
He'll have to
the
be.
team will be prepared. We will look a lot better. And Utah State defense is not better than Baylor's defense.
No.
This is not.
No.
So that's how I see it. I think it's a massive blowout. I mean, the line even now is 21.5 points.
Is that what it is?
The betting line.
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, look, it's Utah State. Last time we played up there, we lost 12 years ago, if you remember that game. But this is a different Utah team. I mean, the defense alone. I'm with you. If Rising plays, it's slaughter. If he doesn't play, it'll be closer, but we'll still win by a wide margin. We'll still win by 21 points, 24 points, something like that.
It's interesting. I keep going back and forth on whether or not I want Cam to play or Wilson.
I want him to play.
I mean, I do, and I agree, because I think Cam still is rusty, and of course, it all depends on his health, and we don't know, and we won't know. But then I feel like Wilson needs the experience so badly that I want him to be the guy and get all the reps in practice this week. And so I keep going back and forth.
I just feel like Rising needs the reps himself.
He does.
With the team.
Okay, do you think he plays though? Do you think he plays? Not do you want him to? Does he play?
Yeah, I think he plays. I know I'm probably in the minority on that.
Yeah, I think you probably are.
I've heard other people, but I feel like he's going to play.
Yeah, I would say I don't think he does.
Let me ask this. Do we know for sure? I know I heard deep laceration, but Whittingham never said.
No.
So it was reported on Twitter by Steve Bartle that it was a deep laceration. But then the x-ray came back negative, which has been confirmed. Deep laceration was what was reported. But then like 30 minutes later, he edited his tweet and took the deep laceration out. Why? Don't know. And he'll never say, but that's what was reported. He avoided major injury. It's his throwing hand ring finger.
Is it the ring finger?
So if you watch the replay, he hits and immediately he goes like this, and you can see he's grabbing his ring finger on his throwing hand. So
then he was kind of like shaking.
And then he's walking over, he's going like this, and then they took him to the locker room. So the deep lacerations coming from that tweet that then
may not
got,
be. Yeah,
but
that's all.
It's not confirmed.
No,
I mean, that is
and
speculation,
we'll never know.
and we don't know.
So what happens is, here's what it's not busted. Yeah, it better not be a Jordan Wynn situation up there.
that was awful.
That was horrible. Why did you bring that up?
PTSD. God.
Oh. Okay, so his hand, depending on the severity, if he can take the pain, because when that center snaps the ball into his hands,
we don't go under center ever. It's always
now they could just go
That's
in the
shotgun the whole game.
so they could avoid that. But so that would take those,
If he can grip it,
and
if he
so
can grip
can
it,
he grip
And
it
if it doesn't mess his
and throw
throw.
it?
Yeah.
Now you can put gloves on. There have been quarterbacks who have hurt fingers, and they'll put a glove on because it gives them the grip, and they can play like that. So if it won't make it worse, and he can take the pain,
and
Rising's playing.
He's in the building right now saying, I'm playing.
Yeah, so I wouldn't be surprised, man. Even if it's a tampered down, let's run the ball up more. Some quick stuff that he can do.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm hoping, but I could see him playing. There you go.
Yeah. I'm seeing what people are saying in the chat.
What are they saying?
Everyone's all over the place. I think
Hey,
some
Tony,
people think
good
he's
to
gonna.
see you, man. Fight on, huh?
Connor Moore's. Bryn would put a ring on Cam's ring finger. 100%. I would. I'm already married.
Hiawatha.
But no, Utah State's not gonna win. Like
Not even that close. 24.
no,
27-24.
Come on, man.
Does Utah State even score?
You're putting a lot of faith into that Utah State offense.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Obviously,
They'll
our
score.
offense. You think on our
10.
defense?
Yeah.
10.
Yeah. It's that 10-13 range.
Okay, but here's the thing:
That our defense
if
is
they
nasty,
can't
though.
score on Yusk's defense. You think they're going to score on our defense?
But USC's offense was able to hold the ball. They scored on like 7 straight
True.
possessions. And so
True.
there has to be that, okay, they didn't score on us. Now we take the ball and we are going to take 5 minutes off the clock, not a minute 30 and punt it back to them. If you limit their possessions, they'll be lucky to get 10, honestly.
That's true.
Hope so.
This is not a good Utah State team. Utah State's done well in the past. Typically, I'll cheer for them. They're not good. They will be very lucky, like, to get to a bowl game.
The coaching situation.
The quarterback situation.
Yeah, they've had some issues up
Come
there.
on,
it's bad.
Just go up there.
It's
Handle business, and then big boy football starts.
Let's talk about next week.
okay. So Tuesday, September 17th. So next week, we are doing a live in-person podcast at Flanker Kitchen and Sporting Club, downtown Salt Lake at the Gateway Mall. That place is so cool.
It is awesome.
So awesome.
Sweet.
If you've never been, just come be with us for the live podcast, and then you get to see the facility.
Come yell at Gary in person.
In person.
In person, you get to yell at him and tell him that he doesn't know
Great.
what he's talking about.
Speaks the truth. Hey, Bert, fly on in from LA and come on in.
Come on.
Yeah, Texas Mike. I got to meet you, buddy.
Tuesday, September 17th, 7 p.m., Flanker Kitchen and Sporting Club. We'll have some giveaways. You'll be able to ask us some questions. We'll do some, interact with who's there, get some good food, and come down and hang out with us. And obviously,
I get it, Noel. That's a good one.
we're going to be talking about the big Oklahoma State game, because that'll be
It's Oklahoma State week.
game week next week. Tuesday, September 17th, 7 p.m., Flanker Kitchen. I'm so excited to do this. It's going to be fun.
It'll be fun.
We love meeting
Food
you
and beverage.
Football.
It'll be great.
It'll be perfect.
Hopefully you can come if you're around. Do it.
We do want to thank our sponsor, Be Neat Cleaning Company. They do such fantastic work. And I did say, I think I may have them come clean my house because it is such a disaster right now. BeNeatCleaningCo.com. And if you mention Utah Football Fans Podcast, you get $40 off your first house cleaning. They do all sorts of cleanings. Like if you're moving out of a place and it's too daunting for you to clean as you're moving out, they'll come in and clean it for you. They'll do just regular house cleanings, building, office building, all that stuff. So look them up at BeNeatCleaningCo.com. All right. Where do you want to go now? Polls?
Yeah, well, geez, I was... So the AP poll, we dropped a spot
It's so stupid.
to 12.
I can't even.
And I mean, sports writers were tweeting it out like it was big news, and people on Twitter and Facebook were having a cow. And I'm just going, what? Why worry about it? First of all, it was only week 2. Polls, like we've always said, really don't matter for 4 weeks or so. And the real poll that matters, I guess they'll do one, is the college football playoff poll.
Yeah.
That's what's going to matter. Now,
That's not usually till like
we're just
October.
talking about the Associated Press poll,
Yeah.
because the coaches poll, we've criticized it, which I will continue to criticize it
Always.
because of some administrator but we're at 10 on the coaches poll. Joel Klatt poll, he put us at 10.
Mm-hmm.
Brett McMurphy, he's a writer. He's for, all the major sports channels and stuff like that, and has his own Athlon Sports, I believe it is. He has us at 10, and he actually votes, I believe, for the AP. And so he put what he has there, what he voted for, and he has us at 10. So, okay, the AP has us at 12. All these guys have us at 10. The bottom line is, why get worked up over it at this early? It's 2 games in.
Because it's stupid. It's stupid that we win and we drop a spot.
Oh, yeah, it's stupid.
And then teams that had to beat an unranked opponent in double overtime get pushed up. Oklahoma State, I'm looking at you. I don't know what was going on. It took you.
They're not ahead of us.
I know they're not ahead of us, but they moved up. And same with Kansas State. They struggled their whole game. They moved up. Like, I get it. AP doesn't mean anything, but How did we drop a spot? Is all I'm saying.
It's
I don't
regional
get it.
bias.
And USC, okay, I'll pick on USC. They beat a nobody, Utah State, and they moved up.
Yeah. Is it they're USC?
Oh, it's so stupid.
Well,
So I disagree with you. It is dumb, and I was annoyed by it.
here's how Klatt did it, and I liked how he did it. And the others are pretty close to this, but he has Georgia, Ohio State, and Texas as 1A, 1B, 1C. He's put them like, here are the top three. Either any of them could be number one.
Who? What? Georgia, Texas.
Ohio State, Georgia. And I would agree with that.
Yeah.
At this point. And then he has at 4, because there's the 3, he has Ole Miss. And I would agree. Ole Miss is rolling.
I said that before the season.
And then Miami
Bookmark.
with Cam Ward.
Hey, Miami, dude.
Miami.
So
looked
they've
good.
gone from
They look good.
20 up to like 5 on Klatt's, and then the others, it's pretty similar. Tennessee, and then Joel Klatt has USC at 7, and a lot of the other polls are that way. So USC, I think it's garbage. Texas, Mike.
I think they look good.
They look good, but
These two.
Here's the thing. Okay. It's week. Remember this. 2. It's week 2. This happens every single year where somebody comes out the gate and they started 4 or 5-0 and then they finish the season 7-5.
USC. That's going to be USC this year.
That's so.
They're getting the Colorado treatment from last year.
But here's the
That
difference.
they won 2 games and suddenly
Here's the difference.
they're bad.
Here's the difference.
And they're
actually
amazing. And they're going to win everything.
good. They're good. They're good.
You don't know that.
I think they're good.
They
good.
played Utah State.
Okay, but they played LSU and beat them.
We'll see what LSU ends up actually being.
Ben doesn't think LSU's very good.
I don't think LSU looked like this number 1 amazing team.
I'm not saying they're number 1, but they're an
Okay.
a good SEC team.
Is
We don't
USC
know.
a top 10 team in your book?
No.
Oh my gosh.
Compared to all these other teams. But I think
What's USC's schedule? I don't,
that's a good question. I don't know. I just think
And they start playing some.
so here's
they're
the thing.
getting the Colorado treatment where everyone's jumping all over it
But
because
they're good. It's not.
Not that
It's
good.
not a marketing thing. It's not.
they're
It's not.
good.
We don't know. We'll find out.
And is this all based on my hatred
Yes.
of Lincoln Riley? Yes.
At least you acknowledge it.
Duh.
Caleb's gone.
People-
Doesn't that temper it a little bit? He's at the Bears being garbage now.
He did so bad yesterday. He had such a bad game yesterday.
God,
was
your
so
hatred
great.
is impressive.
He was terrible.
No, I just don't. I can't. And every time they'd show Lincoln Riley's face, this little line. No, I get it. I am biased. I acknowledge. I just don't think that they are going to be as amazing as everyone's freaking out about.
Or do you have their schedule?
Yeah, I got it pulled up right here.
Somebody did ask for a USC hate segment each week, and so I just obliged.
There you go. You've got
They have an interesting schedule. All right, Michigan. They play Michigan this week, and I think Michigan's not good. I think they beat Michigan
where's that at?
at Michigan.
Ooh, I don't know that
Right.
Michigan has a
Ooh.
good D.
Michigan looked horrible though. But
Michigan. I've been saying it again. Like they lost so many guys to just plug back
If
in
USC goes in there and wins
and beats them. Then what? Bryn. Okay.
I
Then
don't
it's Wisconsin, who's 2-0. Minnesota, Penn State at USC, Maryland, Rutgers, Washington. Okay, Nebraska at USC, UCLA, and then Notre Dame, USC. So they
they
have
don't have that tough a
an
schedule.
okay tough schedule. They don't play Ohio State.
Pansy stuff.
They don't play
they don't have to
Oregon.
play Oregon.
Uh-uh. Man, they do
Ohio
get special
State?
treatment.
Oh, freaking losers. I still think they're not going to they're not going to be in the Big Ten championship.
Bryn. Oregon has been
There's gonna be
very
4 teams coming out
underwhelming.
of this
Oregon.
Big Ten. In the
Oregon has been
Oregon.
underwhelming, and Michigan is not going to. So it's going to be USC, Ohio State, and Penn State. Those are your. Oregon could turn it around. The talent's there, but it's a 4-team race. It's a 4-team race.
Hey, Oregon fans.
What the hell?
What is going on?
Yeah,
I
let's-
watched that whole game. What is
Yeah, let's
going
talk about Oregon.
on?
Oregon.
I did. I fell asleep.
Did
You did.
It was on. I woke up. It was over. I was so
I
freaking
was
tired.
tired. It was
Dude,
one of
sit-
those.
I
Yeah.
had to watch it though.
But it went to the very end, the very last field goal. I just
I
Boise
opened my
had a
eyes and I
chance
went,
to
"Oh
win.
crap!" So I pulled my phone.
They
and
had the
saw-
ball. It could have gone down and won it.
Boise State's running back.
So good.
Somebody Utah, why can't just go out and offer him everything? He's going to be on a different team next year.
Ashton
I
Genty.
He's so
guarantee
good.
that right now. Some team's going to offer him a bunch of NIL money.
Washington's
he was
not gonna,
fantastic.
Washington's not going to do it.
I just don't know what's going on with Oregon.
Yeah, what is with Oregon? They're not.
It's like they've let the hype almost get to him and overshadow. I don't know what's going on.
I don't know. It's been very disappointing start.
See, Dylan Gabriel. That's surprising.
Well,
Is it? He's putting up numbers though, isn't he?
Yeah, he's putting up numbers, but numbers are can be so deceiving. You can't put
know.
too much into that. I'm gonna look at their schedule.
No,
too.
obviously
I guarantee
they have so much talent that things could come together really
they still
quick.
could.
I think it will with the Ducks, but right now it's not there.
I guarantee Oregon fans were all over social media being pissed off about that win too.
and they
a-
should be.
A
'Cause
win that
holy
doesn't
cow.
feel like a win. So maybe it's not just Utah fans.
They play Oregon State this weekend.
Which is and Washington plays Washington State this weekend.
Yeah,
It's so weird.
so dumb.
Oh,
UCLA, Michigan State,
RIP,
and then the
Pac-12.
game. I think we
man.
should go to this one. You guys want to go?
To what?
Oregon, Ohio State, October 12th. Should we go?
That'd be fun.
In Eugene?
In Eugene. Purdue, Illinois, Michigan, Maryland, Wisconsin, Washington. So
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
What other game?
They're gonna be
Texas.
all right. Now let's talk. Okay, yeah. So Texas, we watched some of that game at the tailgate.
They look good, but Michigan looked bad. So
Texas kicked the crap out of them. Texas I thought looked good, even
They
though
look-
Texas looks good.
They look
Texas
great.
is
Some
good.
very complete team.
I want to get everyone's thought on the Nebraska Colorado game.
Nebraska looks much improved.
Oh.
Nebraska could be legit in the Big 12 or the Big 10, excuse me. I think that they are much improved. Their
They're
quarterback is the cosplay of Patrick Mahomes has gone too far.
The little chin hair.
The headband, the way he shows up to the stadium, the little jump thing he did, like, okay, it was kind of fun
He's
when you
just
showed up to
channeling Mahomes.
when
I
you showed up to
guess.
camp and you looked just like him. It was like, oh, that's kind of funny. And now it's like, oh, this is kind of weird. Nebraska looked good. Colorado's the exact same team as last year. They're the exact. They have no offensive line. They cannot run the football. They just give up. I think they ran the ball like 5 times all game. It's just, hey, Shador, go back there and throw the ball with no protection, and best of luck to you.
It's like, who would have thought you need more than 2 football players to have a
Two-
actual football team?
It's crazy.
You can't just have Shador and Travis Hunter and expect to win games.
You know,
But that's literally their game plan.
it was.
And even Shador after is saying, no, we don't need to run the ball. I'm just going to be the one to do it. Like, what? And him leaving. Come on.
So
Oh
I
my
think
gosh.
Nebraska obviously has improved a
Nebraska's
ton.
good.
I think they're a good average football team right now. Their offense did nothing,
Yeah, and their quarterback is a freshman.
and he's a freshman. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Everyone is part of the cult of Colorado. This hype machine that get caught up in it, but they're no better than they were last year.
No.
And just the way they run their offense, the coaching isn't any good.
Mm-mm.
Shador is not going to make it through the season.
He gets hit.
I was just going to say,
That dude
do you,
gets hit.
do you think
And it doesn't-
Shador and Hunter make it this season?
And that's the other
Hunter-
thing with Hunter. You can't play 140
Uh-uh.
snaps a game.
Offense, defense.
He's not
Offense,
going to make
defense.
it through the season either.
As talented as you are,
Yeah.
and as good as he is at both sides, you can't play 140 snaps every single
No way, man.
weekend.
He's going to be out.
And as the competition gets more and more stiff, and then the weather changes and it gets colder, all those things, your body's going to break down. He's not
Well,
going to make it.
And it's just statistically, if you're out there for that many plays, the risk of injury goes up that many more plays. Like,
Soft tissue stuff. Like it's
well,
just, yeah.
he's not going to make it. Shador's not going to make it through the season.
Here's what I pray for. Here's what I pray for every night.
Wow.
Man of reason. Thanks, Bert.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Here's my
Bert.
here's my faith though. So I pray every night that the Raiders are not so stupid that somehow some stupid thing happens and they end up drafting Shadur Sanders.
They can take Travis Hunter. I'll
Okay, that's different
take him.
because the Raiders need a QB.
They
Okay,
need a QB so
They need
bad.
so much,
It
though.
cannot be Shadur because look, two things, and you mentioned it. He gets at the podium and threw everybody under the bus. He's the interception, pick six, receiver's fault, wasn't his fault. You watch the play. Sorry, buddy, you threw a crappy throw. And he threw his old line. He said, how many times did Raiola, whatever it is, get sacked? I mean, what you don't want to do.
Diss your
Can I just
O-line.
give some advice to quarterbacks out there?
Yeah, the expert Gary.
Here's
yeah.
expert Gary now.
Expert
It's
QB
expert Gary.
Gary.
And everyone's going to agree. The O-line those are the guys that are going to keep your bones in the right place and your joints all together. And when you start blaming everything on them, at some point you're going to go, you know what?
They did it the same thing last year,
Oops,
though.
I missed the block on occasion.
Well, even Dion does.
I'm
it
just
too.
saying,
Yeah,
you don't throw these dudes under the bus.
I know. It's
But
so-
here's okay.
Okay.
No one is surprised by this. They did not address the issues in the offseason. It was just, hey, we've got these two guys that are really, really good. We're just gonna you have to have more. They did not address it. Everyone knew it, and it was like, it's gonna catch
I
up
kept
to you.
hearing everybody kept saying, "Oh, they've brought in new
No.
O-line. They've brought in new O-line. They're gonna be better." No, they're the
They're
exact
the exact same.
same. It's ridiculous, but
And you don't walk off the field with 2 minutes to go. I don't care. Unless your leg's hanging off and you have to be taken out in an ambulance. He's the guy that loves to throw his watch into everyone's faces. He's good at that. But when you get beat by your rival, and they are a rival,
yeah.
he walks off the field with 2 minutes to go.
Not a good look.
Look, man, this dude,
Oh,
I think
God.
his stock right now anyway, I don't care if he throws 400 yards in a game. That stuff's not going to fly in the NFL. You can't be doing that. He's been
No.
protected by his dad, who's coached him since junior high school. So he can get away with anything. He can say anything. He can do anything. No ramifications. And he knows it. And so, yeah, you're crappy. You're crappy. It's your fault. Your fault. It's not me. I'm off the field. I mean, come on, man. I'm loving it. I hope the whole thing implodes
Well, it
after they
already-
get beat by Colorado State.
Exploded
There's a good
already.
chance of it too, though, and it's at Colorado State this weekend too.
All right, where are we at? Did you have something?
I got something for you,
Oh,
and Gary
no.
has to participate.
James has a game.
I'm not in on this.
Yes,
Yeah, you have
Gary,
to.
you have to. It's just the way it goes.
Okay, so the question is this: I'll give you three options.
No.
Okay, and this is the game, Gary. You have to start one, bench one, and cut one. Okay,
Okay.
so we're gonna start easy.
Wait a minute. I was distracted. What?
It's a really complex game over here. Start, bench, cut. I'm gonna give you three options, and you can't say, "Well, I'm gonna bench both of them," and I don't want to cut. You have to start one, bench one, and cut one. Got it? Okay.
Got it.
Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Joe Montana.
What part of their career?
You decide.
Start Tom Brady, bench Peyton, and cut Joe Montana.
Okay.
I would start Brady. I would bench Montana and cut
Peyton?
Manning. Dude, I'm old enough. If anybody's out there old enough to remember Montana, that dude, he was great. I know Brady has more rings, but Montana is right up there.
Okay. I'm same order as Gary. Okay. Barry Sanders, Marcus Allen, Bo Jackson. This is really more for Gary.
I know this. I don't know those players well enough, so you answer.
Oh,
I mean, I know their names, but it's like you're going old school.
I know.
This is for the old man.
with those three though, and if it was long term, I would have, because Barry Sanders, he was just on a garbage team. Barry Sanders, Marcus Allen would be on the bench. You'd start
You'd start Barry.
Marcus. As great as Bo Jackson was, dang man, that's a rough one. But that's how I would do it.
When he got hurt, that it ended. But before he got hurt, freak of nature. All right, same. All right, here you go.
He's looking at me weird.
Here we go.
That means it's directed towards me.
It's directed both of you. Alex Smith, Cam Rising, Brian Johnson.
Wait a minute.
Not that hard. Cam, Alex, Brian.
You start with her.
I have to think about this. Okay, start Alex. Bench Johnson and cut Cam.
Oh, you're out of your mind. What are you saying?
Because Cam's like a little glass doll.
Oh shit.
Cut.
Oh god. It happened.
What happened, Bryn?
Go for it.
What's in here?
Is it vodka?
I don't know.
No, you're
No.
wrong.
You start Alex,
Alex,
Cam,
Cam.
and then you got to cut Brian.
You cut Brian.
Brian Johnson was also very injury prone.
He was good, but
Mm,
these two guys on that team,
Yeah, yeah.
Bryn's lost her mind. I think the USC stuff is starting to.
mess with my brain. The hatred is just seeping in there and messing with my judgment.
Okay, here we go. A punt return for a touchdown, kickoff return for a touchdown, or a pick six for a touchdown.
I like pick six for a touchdown.
Okay, so you're going to start a pick six,
Okay, pick six.
Wait, say them again.
pick six, kickoff return for a touchdown, punt return for a touchdown.
Oh,
Pick six, and then I like the punt return. Punt and a kickoff are similar to me, but I like the
Yeah.
punt. Where you particularly, they get it and you see
You see it break
coming,
down.
and the guy goes around or something. Yeah, I like the punt.
I don't know. I feel like punt return or kickoff return sometimes is more exciting because they have to run farther usually. With a pick six, it can happen anywhere on the field. So I don't know. I'm going punt or kick return.
Over
Number
pick
one.
six,
Yeah.
What do you do? What do you like?
Because sometimes
Pick
they have
six.
to.
and then I'm going punt return because the Covey punt return just has such a
Mhm.
bond, and then the kickoff return. But punt and kickoff very, very
Rose
similar.
says.
See? Rose and
It's
I.
true though.
All right. The all red uniform, all white uniform, all black uniform.
I go all red, all black,
So you start all red, all black is 2,
and then
You're
cut
and
the
then
cut
all
cut
white.
the all white.
Yeah, that's me too.
No. Start the all red. That uniform on Saturday was beautiful. Bench the all white, cut the all black.
No way, man. All black is tough. It makes you.
Now, hey, did you see they've
Tough.
redone the blackout for this year? They've redone it. It's the
There's
throwback.
like throwback
Uh-uh.
black uniforms.
So
what does it look like?
it's the interlocking U on the shoulders. It's very similar.
Sweet.
It's got like the red stripes or something.
I mean, I like all black. There's just something that
Oh, Rose, you would start all black? Interesting.
I like it. Red, white.
Interesting.
Okay.
Okay. The Big Ten, the ACC, and the SEC. This is really a 2-man race.
What are you trying to say?
Whatever you
cut
want
them
to
all?
say. No,
Get
you
rid of
can't
them
cut them all.
What am I?
You're essentially putting them in your pecking order. Is essentially what you're doing here. I didn't include the Big 12. 'cause I would
That's
assume
fine.
you'd
So
put that
you're
first.
saying how you would rank them is the best?
More or less, would you take the SEC or the Big Ten right now as the better conference?
I
'Cause
mean,
the
yeah,
ACC is getting
the
cut.
third option no
ACC
matter
cut.
what.
They're
so
out.
it's-
They're cut. I'd pat Mountain West over them in a lot of cases. Honestly,
It's for me, it's SEC, Big Ten. Until somebody, I mean, the SEC though has just dominated the championships over the last.
right.
I mean, someone can look them up.
Georgia, LSU, Bama, they've just run
They've
college
run
football
it until.
for the most
I mean,
part.
I get last year, but I don't know if it's changed it. This year may change it though. If the Big Ten.
So what are you picking?
So when you and other than
He's
Utah,
talking himself
other
into
than
circles.
Utah winning it,
He's talking himself into
Yeah.
no,
circles.
no. What I'm
Can't
saying, I
decide.
go SEC till I just think at the top of there, Georgia, Bama, those guys, man.
LSU. Guy Bryn.
We'll see.
I do think SEC is first, and then Big Ten.
Okay.
And then ACC's.
I'm
there.
gonna say Big Ten.
You're going Big Ten.
I think that the top of the Big Ten has more potential if Oregon can get their crap together.
I don't know, man.
I don't
Penn State,
know.
Ohio State, USC now looking good. Oregon, figure it out. That's for me. Okay, last one. Gary, Led Zeppelin, Queen, Jimi Hendrix.
Dang. But of those
Start,
three,
bench,
so if I
cut.
have
Start,
to cut somebody,
bench, and cut.
Led Zeppelin, you start. It's Led Zeppelin. Then it's Jimi Hendrix, and you got to cut Queen. Absolutely.
What? Oh no.
That's rock and roll.
Oh, look at John's, Gary.
Start Queen, bench Zeppelin, and cut.
You're out of your
Hendrix.
freaking mind.
That's what John said. I'm just reading John's.
He just got so mad at you.
It's
Michelle-
Led Zeppelin. It's not even
Michelle,
close.
if you start Queen and bench Jimmy and cut Zeppelin.
Oh God!
You can't cut Zeppelin. If you cut Zeppelin, you
Cut
don't-
out rock and roll, baby.
Yeah, you have.
can't cut Jimmy because those two.
You can't cut Queen though.
Hendrix is what changed it all.
He's gonna go on. If we let him, we got to just get out of here because otherwise he's gonna go on for another half hour on just this, on just this rant. Go. So I think we got to cut it now. Otherwise, we'll be here
Let's go.
forever.
Let's go.
Again, make sure you are
I
subscribed.
love Freddie though. He's
Love Freddie.
as far as front men go.
Best frontman of all time.
Freddie Mercury. I did. Anybody in the chat see Queen?
Live in person.
Anyone see live in
I
person?
know.
I've seen
He
him
did.
at the Fabulous Forum in LA.
What's up?
Fantastic with Billy Squire. It was fantastic, but with those, and I've seen Plant and Page.
And Bon Jovi.
You could give me front row tickets to Bon Jovi, and I'd flush him down the toilet the second you gave him to me.
Gosh, all right, we are getting out of here. Goodbye. Go Utes. If
Go
you're
Utes,
going
baby.
up to Logan, I
We're gonna
hope it's
do it.
fantastic.
Come to Flanker next week.
Flanker, Tuesday, September 17th, 7 p.m. at Flanker Kitchen and Sporting Club. Go Utes. Go on the list for these 30 minutes. Thanks, James.
End this early. That baby goes